Well, guys, I don't know if you know what's going on in New York right now, right? But a big statue was erected in New York, and it's causing an uproar amongst people. Days have gone by when statues that were erected meant something, whether good or whether bad, whatever the statue represented or whoever it represented. But now, statues are being erected that have absolutely no relevance. So I'm going to jump into this video. I had to jump on this one because, wow, it's ridiculous what's happening. This diversity, inclusion is just ridiculous, right? This DEI. So let me play the video and you guys can see what's really happening.
On a statue jihad since the summer of love. Christopher Columbus, Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington, even Honest Abe, even Frederick Douglass all got torn down. Statues are important. They tell the American story. But the left wants to desecrate and forget our heroes and erect their own statues. In Times Square, a giant statue of a black woman just went up. And when I heard about the statue, I was open-minded. American heroes come in all shapes and sizes. Who is this woman? What did she do to get a statue? A nice one, too. Nothing. This isn't a real person. It's a DEI statue. The sculptor says she's a fictional character who's meant to contrast the statues of white men in Times Square, like Father Duffy, a World War I hero who actually accomplished something. The artist calls this fake lady a modern-day David. The contrapposto pose of her body and the ease of her stance is a subtle nod to Michelangelo's David. David was a celebration of the human form. Not sure what this statue's celebrating. If you were going to put up a fake statue, why not make her happy and healthy? Not slap a big scowl on her face and her hands on her hips. This is what they want us to aspire to be? If you work hard, you can be overweight and anonymous?
I guess.
They don't like real statues because it reminds them of our society's merit-based system. They want a society based on equity, where achievement isn't celebrated, equal outcomes are. So they celebrate mediocrity instead of triumph. Our nation has hundreds of statues honoring black Americans, as we should. Harriet Tubman, Duke Ellington, Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks. We could go on and on and on. But they've built a statue in Times Square. They could have done it for Michelle Obama or Kamala Harris or Oprah Winfrey. Usually you have to earn a statue. I'd give one to Jalen Brunson. He's carrying the Knicks on his back. Anyone but a fake lady. So what does New York think about the DEI statue?
Do you know who this woman is?
No.
I have no idea, no.
Nope.
I have no idea, no.
No, I do not.
Do you have any idea of maybe something that she accomplished that got her a statue?
Something with equal rights? I don't know.
Something to do with like the black community.
Part of the BLM movement?
What if I told you she accomplished nothing?
Really?
It's supposed to embody everybody. Does that make sense to you?
No.
I think I feel totally represented by that.
You do?
No.
I feel like it's a good representation for New York, especially because it's towards the BBW women. And a lot
I'm
of
sorry,
people,
what's BBW?
big black, like the big black woman.
What do you think about her pose?
Sure. You would say that. Mm-hmm.
Is that a good pose?
No, I don't think she's happy to be here.
People are comparing it to Michelangelo's David. How do you think it stacks up?
She's wearing more clothes.
She's not naked.
No.
Would it be better if she were?
That's a tough question.
Who do you think she voted for?
I would say Trump.
I think she voted for Trump.
Probably Kamala.
Why do you think that?
Black Lives Matter.
Probably didn't vote
Why?
because she's stuck here the whole day. She couldn't get to the polls.
How does she make you feel?
Like a baddie.
What a beautiful piece. standing in the middle of Times Square. What a beautiful time.
Jimmy Fail is the host of Fox News Saturday Night.
There
so
it is.
Have you?
This is freaking ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. Why? I mean, really, let me go back for a second. Why? They could have represented us much better than this. I'm so serious. I mean, if they're going to represent a group of people, right? And they say, we're going to put up a statue, a fictional statue, at least don't let it represent what most of us are not aspiring to be. This is a bit controversial, right? This is a bit controversial. Most of us are not aspiring to be overweight and proud of it, right? Because let's face it, being overweight is unhealthy. And some people are going to dispute and say, oh, overweight people are healthy too. But really, this is insulting, right? In my reaction may insult people because I'm saying this, but come on. Is this what we're aspiring to do? This is what we're aspiring to be? But let's continue. Let's play the video.
Time.
Jimmy Fail is the host of Fox News Saturday Night.
There it is.
Have you checked this statue out?
I have watched it. It is not quite Michelangelo's David. It's more like Michelangelo's Lizzo, if we're going to be honest. And when I say Michelangelo, I mean the migrant dressed as the Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo.
Oh, that Michelangelo.
That's hanging out in Times Square.
The one that my son plays with.
Amen. Everything wrong with liberals is they're into slacktivism over activism, meaning this is supposed to be outreach to the minority community, changing a statue. But you don't improve test scores or lower crime by changing what a pigeon goes potty on in the park. Because that's ultimately what a statue, that's its impact on society, is it's a restroom for things that fly. But you understand, it's called, I love this, I looked at the placard, it's called Grounded in the Stars. That's what this is supposed to mean.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a fancy way of saying you're grounded in weed and bum pee, because what is in Times Square right now? And if you wanted to make a statue that memorialized the women of Times Square, it would be a hooker with an Adam's apple. Let's be honest. This is embarrassing.
It's insulting because
Of
there's
course
so
it
many
is.
other great statues you could put up, black, white, skinny, obese. It doesn't matter. It's about the accomplishment, not what they look like. It's just an identity politics statue.
It's total scam. Think about this. D.C. has a statue of Marion Barry. He was elected mayor twice. Now, the statue does have a crack in it. Hey, there it is. And you know how you mentioned maybe we should make one for Michelle Obama?
But the statue represents someone, something, right? That's why it's called a statue, because it has to represent something. Now they have fictitious statues out there of birds and animals. Yeah, we understand that. But when it represents something of substance, right? Relevance. When a person is being memorialized, the statue needs to make that memorial of that person relevant, not some fake ideology of some image that we have and say it's okay now to put up a fake statue. It has no meaning, no relevance, right? No reputation. It's just downright senseless, in my opinion. But let's continue.
That is actually a no, because she would complain forever. Would you want to be that sculptor? Yo, she is the Meghan Markle of politics. She complained about everything. But the point is, there are people to honor, and there's really one point. When you tear down statues, what people don't get is, yes, those folks didn't share our values. But the reason our values evolved is because of those folks. They were the best people in the world at the time who moved the ball forward on behalf of this country. That's why it's a scam. What did she move forward besides a rolling pin on a pie she was making?
Are you sure this isn't Tish James?
No. You want to know
sure?
why? Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because she would have been devaluing the value of the statue, saying it was only worth $4 million, it was probably worth 12.
All right, one day we're going to have a statue of Jimmy in Times Square.
It's going to be hot.
And I'm going to topple it.
Good for you.
And it's going to be hard.
I love it.
I love it. All right, Ellen. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.
Listen, man. You're just ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. That statue should have never been erected. Should not have been erected. But that's what they want to use to showcase some ideology that a lot of us don't rock with. Right? A lot of us don't rock with. Right? Let me go back and look at that image again. Right? Look at that image again. A lot of us don't rock with that. It's just nonsense, right? It's just nonsense. So let me move myself out of the way. So there is a statue, right? As it says, what did she do to get this statue? It's not a real person, people. It's not a real person. It's just downright ridiculous. Listen, we have to question everything because there's always a hidden agenda, right? So thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, right? And always question everything, because if you don't, you may fall for anything. Think and say. Have a good day.